I am the oldest grandchild of Arvin Shreeve. The outside world referred to us as the Zionist Society. It was an end of days cult. We were preparing for the coming of Christ and the end of the world. I didn't really feel scared because we were touted to be the chosen people and we'd be safe.
Us girls were groomed to be sexual with the adult males.
It was the women that sexualized us at very, very young ages.
There was a time that they had us learning and performing sexual acts on other young girls. We were taught that one man can't necessarily take care of and please every woman. There was a lot of adults participating in sexual activities that we got to watch.
I do remember one time where one of the adults read us a little short story about teenage girls making out, and me and a few other girls, as well as this adult, would act it out. I vaguely remember a game called Rape in the Dark. You got to be it, but you were the rapist.
We were taught that no one outside of our group would understand what we did. They weren't close enough to God to be able to understand the concepts that we practiced and believed. My parents were a part of this group for its religious aspect. However, they were never involved with the sexual aspect of things. During the trials of those who were convicted, my mom got to listen to the stories of the sexual acts that happened. And she spoke of many times of walking out of that courtroom and throwing up.
It's hard knowing that the man that was supposed to be your grandfather chose instead to be a monster.
Well, joining us now are Dawn and Annessa, along with survivor Andrea, who is also joining us virtually. So Andrea, thank you for joining us. Guys, you've been listening to everything we've been talking about so far. These experiences sound absolutely horrific, like these games and that sort of thing. But then I realized that at the time that this is happening, you have nothing to compare this to, correct?
It was completely normalized. Everybody there was doing it. All of the children played the games together. It just was life. There was no reason to think that something was wrong.
How did this, for you, strike a contrast where you learned this is a cult, this is a bad thing?
The majority of it came after the raid when everything fell apart. There was one instance that I remember specifically when they had us performing sexual acts on other young girls, younger than me, and I was one of the older of the children. And I remember realizing at that point that something didn't feel right.
Just something in your soul told you this just can't be right.
Correct.
Andrea, you say you were abused weekly or multiple times a week.
For me, it was directly related to how much I weighed. I was weighed every single day. And we had like a 3 to 5 pound weight range. And if I got over 108, then I was, going to hell, and I wouldn't get called to go have sex. Then you didn't feel special. Then you knew you were going to go to hell. So it was tough. But yeah, it was on a daily to weekly basis for sure. And I was there for 5 years.
They had it set up where you were motivated to be raped because
Absolutely.
that was your ticket to heaven.
Absolutely.
That is a demented, sick system of logic that is pushed on to children whose minds are so malleable.